Easy, guys. I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except, once my pants are on, I make gold records.
Hey, what's up, vinyl community? It is Kendall Stokes, the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem. And yeah, I'm here, back with another video that nobody watches. Don't know why I'm making them, but hey, why not? Because it's fun to do. So anyway, thanks for those that do watch. Appreciate it, of course. Hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday. Yep, Black Friday. So you know what that means. Record store day, and Dylan Noble Records had that big drop today. If you didn't notice, he dropped a huge collection from the Voice of America radio station. Honestly, I was more excited about that than I was the Black Friday record store day list, and I blew my budget big time with that. So without further ado, let's get into my Black Friday day and all the records I picked up today, because I got a huge stack and I want to get through it quick. So let's do it. So I woke up this morning pretty early because I wanted to make sure I was like first in line for Noble Records. So I got up at like 3 o'clock. Now, with it being Friday, Dylan opens at 11 on Fridays, not 10. But I got up, showered, left, and Dylan had a few RSD titles, but he didn't have the main one I wanted. And so, or one of the main ones I wanted. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, what, crud. So when I got to Dylan's at like 3:30, 3:45, I was like, no one was there. So I started thinking hard about it. I'm like, if I want this title that I know is heavily allocated, a bunch of stores only got so many copies of it, I'm like, oh, if I want a copy of it, I'm gonna have to go to another store for it. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna go to Lunchbox and see if there's like a big line. If there's a big line, then screw it, I'm just gonna have to not get it. So I drive over to Lunchbox and I see that there's really not a line out there. I'm like, okay. So I pull in, get out, and by the way, it was freezing. Absolutely freezing. All week and last week, you know, like 50 to 70 degrees here in North Carolina. Today, 35 degrees outside, high today, 55 degrees. So at 3 a.m., it's 35 degrees. Freezing, a breeze. They had originally called for rain today. Luckily enough, it did not rain on us, but it was freezing. Anyway, so get my chair out, put it out, sit down. I'm like, screw this. I go sit in my car. Anyway, I was 7th in line at Lunchbox. But all through my head, I'm going, oh, am I going to not be first in line at Noble because of this now? People are going to start showing up at Noble because of this huge drop. The Voice of America. Oh, I don't know. But I'm like, I'm just going to run and get this one title I want at Lunchbox and then run over there to Noble, and I should hopefully still be in good shape. So anyway, 8 o'clock finally rolls around. They let us in at Lunchbox. I run in there and I grab these two titles. First title was this one. This was the one that I knew would be harder to get. It's the Ramones Greatest Hits. Yes, I have Ramones Mania, but I realized Ramones Mania does not have Pet Sematary on it, and this one does. So I was like, let me get this. This was exclusive, red vinyl, 5,000 copies made, and I know a bunch of stores were heavily allocated on getting this. Matter of fact, Dylan said that they ordered some. They didn't get any. So I was like, wow, okay. That was actually one of the reasons why I was like, oh, wow, okay. But once I found that out, I was like, that's probably why I should go to Lunchbox and just try to make sure that I get some. Because Lunchbox always gets everything they order. And so I figured, if anything, Lunchbox will have quite a few to at least, that if I'm like 10th in line or something like that, I can probably make sure that I get one. So anyway, picked this up, very happy. I have this CD. I've had this CD for years, love this CD. That's an iconic cover. Yes, like I said, I have the Ramones Mania, and I'm going to probably keep that. But this has, you know, your all-time greats on it. So very happy to to have it. I hope the sound quality is good because it is all on one LP. There's 11 songs on one side and 9 on the other. Very compact. Now, granted, I know most of these songs are like a minute and a half, like a minute to 2 minutes long, but still. So I picked this one up. I also picked up this. This was another one of my main wants. The Van Halen Live in Dallas. You know, they released this on the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge box set on Blu-ray, DVD, and I believe as a digital. I streamed it. It sounds really good, so I was very happy that they released this. So excited to have this. This is also on blue vinyl, or I'm sorry, red vinyl, 2 LP, 4 sides and etching. Heard good things about the sound quality on the record as well. I think this is actually mastered by Bernie Grumman as well. He's the one that did all of the reissues of the Hagar catalog and the Record Store Day title from a year ago of the live. So excited to have that. And then this one was kind of my sleeper hit, Soul Dog. So I picked those 2 up, and then I rushed over to Noble. Got there at about 8:15, 8:20, and there was still nobody there. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Really? Now, Noble did have some RSD titles, and this was one of them. And the reason that they got this, I know, is because of me. Logan even told me that they ordered this one because of me. This is kind of a fun record. It's a soul record from the 70s. Only, I think, released once. Never been reissued until now. It is what it looks like. It's a soul truckers album. So it's soul, and it's all about guys that are truckers. So very fun album. This is on orange tangerine vinyl. So should be fun to actually have. Can't Stop Loving You was sampled on Tell Your Friends by The Weeknd, actually. So that's kind of cool. One of the songs was sampled by The Weeknd. So there's something I didn't know that before. So this, I went back to Lunchbox later for a friend, and they didn't have any more copies of this. So this might have been the sleeper that I was talking about. Anyway, so I get there at like 8:15, 8:20. Nobody's there. Somebody showed up maybe about 15 minutes later. And nobody else really started to show up till about 9 something. Then finally they all started to kind of drag in about after 10. I just couldn't believe how late they were showing up for this huge drop. And if you don't know about this drop, check out Noble Records and Dylan, what they talked about, this huge collection from the radio station, the Voice of America. I mean, I think Dylan said he picked up 12,000 records. All of these are like, most of them are promos. I mean, they're all radio stations, obviously, but he said most of them are like near mint records, barely even played. The covers, not as much near mint, but still in good quality. But like multiple copies of like a lot of these records too, which is insane as well. And I'll even show you, because a lot of the ones I even picked up, he had multiple copies of, which we'll get into right now. Because, well, actually, I have to tell this real quick. Shout out to my beautiful wife. So I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the gentleman beside me who was visiting, I think he said his sister. He was from Michigan. Followed Noble Records online, of course, as a lot of people do. And he just happened to pick the perfect time to visit his sister, obviously with the Thanksgiving holiday. But he came to the store, and he walked out with a great stack of records too, by the way. But I'm chatting with him, and I'm texting my wife, and I'm like, how much do you love me? She's like, a fair amount. I'm like, do you love me enough to bring me a biscuit? She's like, we'll see. Next thing I know, she's pulling up with my daughter in the back, and she brings me some Bojangles. My wife loves me. Although, once I came home with the stack of records, I realized she may not love me as much as I thought, because I'm sleeping outside tonight. Remember, I said I blew my budget. But anyway, so first record I'm going to show that I did pick up is Wilson Pickett's Greatest Hits. You'll see most of these have these on here. This is something from the radio station. And Dylan also made these stickers. You can see that. It says from the Voice of America Record Archive. And then there's like a little scan that goes to the video where he talks about the collection. But this is a 1973 Atlantic. This is a 2 LP, all the greatest stuff from Wilson Pickett. And I've been wanting to get some Wilson Pickett, and I've been waiting for an greatest hits. I haven't been able to find one. He had 2 copies of this. I was like, score. So very, very excited to pick this up. Love Wilson Pickett, one of the great voices of the 60s into the early 70s. I mean, we're talking Mustang Sally, Midnight Hour, what's the other one, that really, really big one? Geez. Land of a Thousand Dances. Yeah, great, great stuff on here. So very excited to add that one. I even got a jazz record. Now this, Grant Green, one of my favorite jazz guitarists. This is Grant Stand with Yusef Lateef, Jack Duff, and Al Harewood. This is a 1986 reissue on Blue Note. Now, I don't have a lot of stuff like that. Most of the stuff I have is like Tone Poet or jazz classics and stuff like that. This one, I even asked Dylan about it. He said this is a really good one because it's done the DMM, the Direct Metal Master. So he said it's done from the tapes. He says it's honestly probably as good a quality as one of like the Blue Note jazz classics or a Tone Poet. So I was very excited to add this. This is my first 80s reissue of a Blue Note record. This one, if I remember correctly, it comes on a different label. I could be wrong. They may have started using that same label again on this one. I have to look. Got a really cool inner sleeve. Got this Blue Note inner sleeve. Let me check the... Oh no, they did go back to the Blue Note label. But yeah, just or the original Blue Note label, I should say. But yeah, very excited to pick this one up. I love Grant Green. This is one of the Grant Greens I didn't have that they've reissued. I think they did this one. I don't know if they've done this one for the Blue Note Classic series lately, but anyway. This is something that I thought was really cool. I'd never seen it before. And so when I saw it in the video, in the slip video, I had to pick it up. The Major League soundtrack. This is a gold stamp promo copy. You can see that promo stamp right here. This is one of my all-time favorite baseball movies. Rick Wild, Thing Vaughn, Bob Uecker, you know, just a bit outside. I'll be honest with you, I'm not super familiar with all the songs on here. I mean, I know I've heard them because I've seen the movie like a million times. But, of course, the big track on here is Wild Thing by the band X. You know, classic, of course. Just a really, really cool thing to add to my soundtracks. Love this movie. He had so many great soundtracks there. I wanted to get the Transformers movie, but somebody else was there and got that one, which I know the guy. He's heavy into soundtracks too, so I was glad that he was able to get it. This one, this wasn't even on my list to grab, but I saw it and I was like, oh, this would be great to have, so I had to grab it. Well, Violent Femmes. This is an original on that Splash label. I mean, you can't go wrong with them. Is this a promo copy? I don't remember. But he had 2 copies of this. 2 copies of this record. I want to say I grabbed the best looking one. But, I mean, Violent Femmes. I mean, with the inner sleeve. Now, all these are going to have the markings on it, I know, and that's just from the radio station. It is what it is. I mean, to me, that adds a little bit of history to the record. You know, it's like, hey, this, you know, these records came from a radio station, which normally means that the records were kept, you know, in very good condition, if at all, hardly even played. So that was kind of cool. This one I picked up for my wife. This one I know brings back a lot of memories from her. But this is the 2LP, The Phantom of the Opera, the original Broadway cast. And this is also a promo copy. It's got that gold stamp promo right here. But this has got Michael Crawford, Sarah Brightman. But this has got everything. This is the whole kit and caboodle here. And he had 2 copies of this, and this one has this one had this sticker on it, and it also had this on it where the other one didn't, which I thought was kind of cool, so I grabbed this one instead. They were both priced the same way. Like I said, the cover looks a little more worn, but it looked cooler, a little more special. And so I was like, I gotta grab that one just because of what it is. But this one, I know, like I said, it's mainly for my wife. I mean, I love it too, but this one's for her because her dad was into musicals. His 2 favorites were The Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis. So had to grab that. This is one that I've been trying to mark off my list for so long, and I've just struck out so many times. But super excited to grab this, especially since it's an original, not the RSD one that came out a while back, that goes for outrageous prices. And to get an original for this price in this great condition, and I believe it's a promo copy. But Tesla, it's a great radio controversy. And like I said, for the price that I paid for this, which is so much cheaper than that RSD one, and like I said, to have it be an original, so cool. Great record. This is their second album. The big hit on this obviously is Love Song, but there's so many great songs on this. Paradise is a great one. Party's Over, The Way It Is, Be a Man, Lady Luck, Hang Tough. I don't know why I said Hang Tight. Anyway, but yeah, so super excited to keep adding to my Tesla collection. Love Tesla. To me, they are like Guns N' Roses, but better. Come at me, bro. I don't care. I think they're better. I think they're better than Guns N' Roses. Anyway, love this band. Finally excited to add this to my collection. Cross it off my want list. Finally. This one, never seen a copy of this, and so to be able to add this to my list or to my collection, super excited. But Kiss smashes, thrashes, and hits. I mean, seriously, I've never seen this out. But awesome record. This is a compilation album, but what's cool about this compilation is it came out in 1988, and it's got some different mixes of some of their great hits, but it's got a version of Beth with Eric Carr singing instead of Peter Criss. It also has I Was Made for Loving You on it, which is the first comp that has that on it. And of course it's got, Strutter, it's got Calling Dr. Love, Heaven's on Fire, Lick It Up, Deuce, Love Gun, Detroit Rock City, all the big hits that you would want on a Kiss album. So for me, my favorite Kiss album is Destroyer. I'm even wearing a Kiss Destroyer shirt, you just can't see it. And then to have this is like all the Kiss I need right here. So very excited to add this to the collection. Like I said, never even seen one. This is on the Mercury label too, by the way. But super excited to add this one. Yeah, boom. And then lastly, this was on the wall. And I love it because this is definitely one of the hardest of his to find. And it's also a soundtrack, actually. But Weird Al UHF. And it is a gold stamp promo. You just can't really see it because it's kind of covered up. But gold stamp promo of Weird Al UHF. He actually had 2 copies of this. And I love it because it's got songs on it, but it's also got like his little commercials from that were in the movie, you know, like Spatula City, Spatula City, you know, stuff like that. The movie, still one of my favorite movies of all time, even though it bombed at the box office. But it's a cult classic. But this was one of his last albums to come out on LP. Came out in '89. But I'm so excited to pick this one up. Definitely a grail that was on my list. Crossed it off. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I was able to cross off a few grails on my list today. So very excited. This collection he had was just phenomenal. I mean, I honestly put stuff back. There was so much more I could have grabbed, but I mean, I blew my budget so much. So pray for me tonight, because I'll probably be sleeping either on the couch or outside, and I'll be begging for money, because yeah, my wife's not exactly happy with me. I mean, I'm kidding, obviously, but she did give me that look like, wow, and I was like, yeah. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. It's been a little while, but let me know what you guys think of the pickups I got today. And hope you guys have had a happy Thanksgiving and a great Black Friday, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya. Bye.